This is the Generac 200A single-phase automatic smart transfer switch kit. I've had it running with my standby generator through multiple outages, and I've come to trust it more than I expected. Power goes out, it thinks for a few seconds. The generator spins up, and then there's that unmistakable clunk as the switch moves the house from the grid to generator power. It's a loud metallic thud, startling the first time, but it means lights stay on, the fridge hums, and life keeps moving. From my experience, the biggest win is that its service entrance rated at 200 amps. In simple terms, this box replaces the main disconnect and sits right where utility power enters the home. That keeps wiring straightforward and code-friendly, and it means my entire panel is backed up. I didn't have to carve out a small emergency sub-panel with only a few circuits. Everything works, and the smart controller makes decisions so my generator isn't overloaded. Key features that matter in day-to-day use are the automatic transfer, the smart load management, and the indoor-outdoor durability. The transfer feels decisively quick with a break-before-make design, so utility and generator are never connected at the same time. The smart side is where I was initially skeptical. I worried about the AC getting cut off, or my water heater and EV charger fighting for power. In practice, the frequency-based load management is simple and calm. If the generator's RPM dips, you'll hear it. The switch tells non-essential loads to pause. My AC will wait a bit and then try again when the generator has headroom. I also added a smart management module on my water heater, so it drops out automatically during heavier generator loads. I haven't tripped the generator once since setting priorities. Build quality feels solid. The enclosure seals well, and the door latch compresses the gasket with a firm, satisfying snap. I can lock it, which I appreciate. The dead front panel inside gives me confidence that nothing live is exposed when I'm checking status lights. It's rated for outdoor use, IP54, and I've seen it shrug off wind-blown rain without any drama. The size is not tiny, roughly 6.3 by 13.5 by 30 inches, and it's about 30 pounds, so plan wall space. It looks like infrastructure, not decor, but the neutral finish blends into siding better than I expected. Installation wasn't a DIY moment. Heavy service conductors and clearances matter, and this sits at the front of your electrical system. I brought in a licensed electrician. Routing the 200 amp conductors took patience. Big wire doesn't like tight bends. Once set, it's been maintenance light. The generator's weekly exercise run happens without transferring the house, which is exactly what I want. Proof of life without flickering the lights. On the UX side, I like the app notifications. When utility power drops, I get a ping that the generator started and another when the switch transfers. When power returns, I get a note that it's back on the grid and the generator cooled down and shut off. That feedback loop makes storm nights less stressful. If you're pairing this with a Generac generator running an Evolution or Nexus controller, setup is straightforward. In my opinion, this is where the system really feels cohesive. The most honest con is the transfer noise. It's a heavy-duty device, moving high-current contacts with authority, and you hear it. I mounted mine on a garage wall that backs to a hallway, and during a late-night outage, the clunk woke me up. It's not constant, just at the moment of transfer and retransfer, but it's noticeable. The footprint is another factor. It's large enough that you need to plan where conduits enter and exit, especially if you're also landing low-voltage control wires. If you're brand new to this, low voltage here means the small control wires that let the switch and generator talk, separate from the big power cables. It's perfect for homeowners with a 200 amp service who want whole home backup without micromanaging what's on during an outage. If you've got high demand appliances like central AC, electric water heating, a clothes dryer, or an EV charger, the smart management approach lets a mid-sized air-cooled generator handle the home gracefully by temporarily pausing lower priority loads. I found that setting priorities for a couple of big items gives me everyday comfort with zero surprises when the grid drops. From my experience, the day you appreciate this most is during a longer outage. The generator starts, the switch takes the load, and the house feels normal. I can make coffee, the sump pump runs, and the freezer stays cold. My AC may wait a minute before kicking on, but the generator doesn't bog down or stall. When the utility returns, the switch moves back with another single, decisive clunk. Then the generator cools off and goes quiet. Zero tinkering from me. If you're new to terms, an ATS, automatic transfer switch, is a controller and big switch that chooses between the grid and your generator. Service entrance means it includes the main disconnect for the home, which helps with code and simplifies the layout. Load shedding is just pausing non-essential heavy loads so the generator isn't overwhelmed. You can still use your whole home, you just don't run every big appliance at the same exact moment. I'd recommend this for anyone pairing a Generac standby generator with a 200 amp single-phase service who wants a clean, code-aware install and smart control over big loads. It's especially good if you don't want to build a separate sub-panel and you value automatic operation with app feedback. If you're sensitive to impact noise through shared walls, consider placement carefully. And if you're thinking of mixing brands, know that the smartest features are designed to work best with Generac controllers. In my opinion, the reliability has been the standout. It detects brownouts accurately, it starts the generator at the right time, and it manages loads without babysitting. The only time I've touched it since install was to confirm a setting and to label which loads have priority. Everything else has been hands-off. In conclusion, the Generac 200 amp single-phase automatic smart transfer switch kit does exactly what I hoped. It turns a power outage into a non-event. It's strong, fast to act, and smart enough to keep a modest generator from being pushed too hard. It isn't quiet when it transfers, and it's not small. But the trade-offs are worth it for whole home continuity and simple day-to-day living. I will update specific information about the Generac 200 amp single-phase automatic smart transfer switch kit in the comments. Don't forget to catch my next video.